Okay, I don't know if we're going to have any ads or not, but we are live. And it is Diet Pepsi and oatmeal cream pie kind of night. We got a few things we're going to talk about tonight. And I'm waiting for a few people to get here. I see Zach and Bachi in the chat. Thank you for coming in, guys. Let me change this to live messages so I can catch everything. What's going on, Adam? Adam, do you want a link? Brandon will be up here shortly with me. Just waiting on him and a few others. So, yeah, we're going to talk about some stuff. What's going on, Lakes Automotive? So we're going to talk about a few things about the channel. We're going to talk a few things about slightly touching on some tools that I'm looking at possibly getting. And then I'm also going to talk about auto parts stores and some of the frustrations they bring, and a special announcement about a possible guest that may come on for the next show. I'm working on getting them up on the panel. So I'm not quite sure who all is going to be up on panel with me. I sent it out to Brandon, to Power Stroke Jude, Ed the Old Tech Guy, and then Theo. Let's see here, Adam. Let me pull up my email address and I will send it to you. So let's see here. Why is that not working? I know I have your email address. Huh. I wonder if it's in this one. Yep, there we go. All right, Adam, I am sending you the live stream link. All right, it is sent to you from my Eleanor Rides account because I don't have you in my East Coast Can account yet. Let's see. I don't want you as my special guest. So, waiting on a few. 9. See who else is in here. That's right. I forgot how to do this, guys. There we go. Let's roll through some of these comments. Yeah, that's a bummer. You got to wait till June, Zach. That's not cool. Oh, here we go. What's up, Brandon?
Not much.
No ads. That's good. They're not making money off of me yet. Instead, we're going to roll through these comments to get caught up. Not that there's that many.
Hi, everyone in the chat.
What's up, Rail? So, what did you end up buying at Michael's today?
Oh. I wasn't even planning on buying anything at Michael's. But I found these. They're called finger paint trays. I figured they'd be good for rebuilding carburetors so the parts don't roll off the workbench. And then I have one I'm going to keep in my room for working on certain things that pew, and electronic stuff.
Okay.
And then this little caddy thing because it was cheap. And I could put like little tools in the house in it.
Yeah.
Spent like $8.
I'm trying to pull some stuff up. I'm not as computer savvy as a Suave Edio tech guy.
Right?
Let's see if it's on their main webpage. It is not. Okay, so we're gonna have to do it this way. I'm gonna have to sign into my school email to pull this up. And then I gotta authenticate it through my phone. They came up with this second way of authenticating stuff, and it's an email to my phone. However, I can't bring my phone in while I'm taking the test at school, so I won't be able to log in to take the test. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna send myself a picture here real quick because I gotta make a thumbnail. There we go.
All right. What's going on, Adam?
Hi, Adam.
Hello. How's it going?
Adam, I gotta talk to you. I'm gonna get into. I know you've been trying to get me to do it for a while. I'm gonna get into hydraulic cylinder rebuilding.
You should.
$350 to rebuild a simple hydraulic cylinder at the hydraulic shop for a cylinder I just took off.
Most of them, there's not anything to them. It's like 4 or 5 seals.
Yeah, this
What's
was that
going on,
old
Danson?
style. There wasn't really much to that style.
Raging.
The raging.
Hey, Rail. Hey, Zach. Hey, Raging. And Dancing.
Oh, Monty said I could got these at the Dollar Tree, but these was on clearance. I only think I paid about $2 a piece for them at Michael's.
Yeah, I haven't done any shopping on anything lately. I'm waiting to see if I get these tool scholarships in May, and then I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff.
I'm waiting for that tool that keeps getting sold out to come available.
From Lyle?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
As fast as it they put it out.
So I found another tool at work today where it's a hood prop.
Oh, handy.
Yeah, and I needed it for that Mustang I was working on, and I had to borrow it. So it also got added to my Amazon shopping cart. My wife is in the background saying, "I'm sure it did."
Is it one of those telescoping ones?
Yep, that's exactly what it did. Let's see if I know how to remember how to do this. Share screen. Yep, right there. Oh, that is what I will be buying.
Oh yeah, that's nice because it's not fun when a hood falls down and hits you in the top of the head.
Yeah, and that Cobra Mustang's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I honestly wish I would have had 2 of them. That way I could put one in each corner to keep the weight from shifting on it. But
which was a problem going back to that dump trailer I removed the cylinder. They only had one of those props on one side, So when you took the cylinder off, the bed just kind of shifted a little bit this way. You'd think they would have put two of those safety props on one on both sides, so it would shift like that.
Yes, it is a fancy broom handle.
Yeah.
What's going on, Renegade? So, Brandon, can you put a comment in the chat?
Comment in the chat. Let's see. Let me give myself. Comment in chat. Like that.
Okay. I don't know. What's that? No, feed the green beans to the dogs. Where? I do not remember how to run StreamYard to save my life.
Been that long?
Uh-huh. All right, Adam, I gave you a blue wrench too. So that gives me 3 blue wrenches, which will be good enough for now until I grow big and become YouTube famous.
Shell. You see Shell's comment?
Hey, Shell.
So people really love that Honda Civic, those series of shorts on the Honda Civic.
It's a popular car right now, man. A lot of people are wanting some of those older ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wish I knew which motor was actually in it.
I think it's the 1.5.
So the D15.
Yeah.
Which you can still put a turbo on those too. It's just not quite as good.
Yeah. I gotta put a whole exhaust system on it. The whole exhaust system is missing off of it. The guy said the car ran before they parked it there. It just didn't have exhaust. It was just very loud. But it's obviously sat there a long time. It's bad.
Yeah, I seen all the stuff on the inside. Weren't there like plants growing in it or something?
Yeah. It smells so bad of mildew and stuff. And the rat poop, oh man, it's piled up. My nephew went out there like hazmat. We get into the car. It's his first car, and he went out there like he's the hazmat crew, just cleaning it out.
Nothing wrong with that. He'll appreciate it that much more.
Oh, and the wiring harness. We got to order a wiring harness because the rats shoot up all the wiring harness.
Dude, there's probably a dime a dozen of them in your local junkyard.
Probably so. On the bright side, the tires are cheap for those Hondas.
When I got the Del Sol and I went in and asked for 15-inch wheels, they're like, "Oh, what size trailer is it going on?" I'm like, "It's not. It's going on a car." They're looking up at me like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, it's a 94 Del Sol. They were like, "Man, we haven't heard anybody asking for tires that size for a car in a long time."
How's the toolbox coming along?
So the toolbox is actually coming along great. I'll make this quick. It's sitting right there in my house, right next to the garage door. I'm working on the drawers right now. So once those get done, I'll take all of it to work. So there's 13 of y'all in here. If you haven't said anything, say hi so I know who's watching. I'm surprised I have more than those of us on panel in the chat.
Make sure y'all punch that like button.
Yeah.
What's up, Cass?
What's up, Cass?
Hey, Cass.
Cass, I can shoot you a link too if you want it, man.
Awesome dancing. Awesome. I haven't got to go yard selling the last 3 weekends. I've been absolutely ram slammed.
Not a bad thing.
No.
So I am going to share something else. I am on the wait list for these to become available. They are a new prototype by Tecton.
Oh, nice.
And there's only 100 sets. And from what I understand, they're only offering them to students, maybe.
Are those the thin ones?
I believe so, yes.
Those are handy.
Now, yeah.
I'm a student real quick.
So that's I'm looking forward to possibly getting my hands on these. Now, when I actually sign into my account, it shows up that I'm on the waiting list for them. I don't know what I'm going to need them for that big, but
Those are, if you buy them through like the more known brands that sell them, they're crazy expensive too.
Yep.
I have a bunch of Armstrong ones. I'm not anywhere near a full set, but yeah, they're crazy expensive.
So if I order them, I'll be eligible to receive $100 in Tecton rewards points. Use the surface wrenches and put them to test in real life applications. After 4 weeks, they'll collect feedback. And then for feedback they deem to be filled out in good faith, a $100 reward. The 3 most helpful forms will receive an additional $400 in rewards. So, yep, they are the thin profile.
Actually, there is actually plenty of things that I've done that I could actually use big ones that's that thin.
I'm sure.
Those gel nuts, there's sometimes when you work on certain spindles and stuff, there's these gel nuts that you can't get a regular fatter wrench up in there.
Yeah.
So I'm on the list for those. What's up, Jude? I sent you a link too.
Hey,
Jude.
Jude.
Jude coming in hot and heavy. I'm going to get caught up on this chat. Those new players from Lyle are seriously impressive.
They look like it.
I need a set. Especially with the older cars and stuff like that I have. It'd be so much easier to not break stuff with it.
I've been using the smaller hose clamp pliers to get electrical connectors off. And those ones look like a step above that.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. It looks like they redesigned the hose clamp ones for that. which is pretty awesome.
There we go. They have completely rearranged StreamYard on me. Y'all are killing me. But so come to find out, one of the boys that I've coached, this is my third season coaching him now. His dad is executive level for one of the big parts stores. I'm not going to mention which one. I'm not going to mention his name or anything like that, but he works for one of the much larger parts stores. And I was talking with him, and I'm trying to get one of the local general managers to come up on the stream next Friday night to answer our questions about those stores. Like when I go in and say I have a Honda Civic and I need an alternator for it, they don't need to know if it's 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. It's a damn car. But they always ask stupid questions like that. So
I know what auto parts place you're talking about.
it's one of them. So
all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
All of them.
Napa, it doesn't matter. Even Amazon does it sometimes. But one of the things I want people to start thinking about is some possible questions that we could ask them. And now I'm not going to say that it's going to have to be Ed the Old Tech Guy, super sweet and nice, but I don't want Power Stroke Jude ribbing them really hard because they are coming up to answer questions for us. So people to ask respectable questions, stuff like that, and ask whatever it is they want to know about these parts stores. And if they want to actually say what company they work for, great. Then we can get a little more specific with some of the questionings. But that's just something that I want people to start thinking about for next Friday night.
Okay, yeah, that'd be really cool.
So I found out, and I was asking if he would come up on the panel, but I guess come to find out, without giving too much information, his job within the company isn't really pertaining to the parts themselves or working at the stores. So he's not going to be able to actually answer a lot of our questions, but one of the guys that lives in his neighborhood is one of the general managers for a couple. I guess he's like above, like the area supervisor, general manager type thing. What's going on, Shopcat?
Like a regional manager type thing?
Yeah, more or less. So he was going to ask him if it was something that they would want to do, but they also got to go through the red tape with it being a corporate job position and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
When they're deciding how to stock the store, where do they draw their customer info to decide the percentage of stock they should carry? That's a good question, Cass. So.
All right, I'm done. Do what I had to do.
But yeah, that's really about it. Those are about the only things I really wanted to actually talk about and address. Now it's just kind of shoot the shit. And then how do they determine how much of that stock should they carry? Okay. Thank you, Ragin. 5 feet tall. Do they start stories with when I was little or with when I was as you am now? I don't know. Ask Bocce. Shop gating in the States. I'm headed to the Titanic Memorial tonight. Appreciate the ceremony. I knew what you meant, Jude.
Yeah.
So you got any more big machines coming in, Adam, or?
Not for a while. I got a few I need to do some work to get them running, like this big drill behind me. And I've just been so absolutely slammed. I got my day job that ends at 3:30, and I've been out till 11 every day the last 3 weeks. I haven't even put out a video, I think, in 2 weeks, which is very, very rare for me. Just been too busy.
I've noticed that. I haven't seen any of your videos lately. Daniel, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel. I'm not sure I know who you are.
I know Daniel.
Okay. I figured as much once he started in with that.
Yeah. I know everyone's been waiting at the edge of their seats for my next video, but just too busy.
Yeah, I love the tool haul videos. Like from the yard sales and stuff like that.
Yeah. I do more of those because sadly that's my bread and butter as far as views and stuff goes.
It's crazy how certain things just take off, and that's what you got to keep doing.
My daughter keeps rubbing it in. Her Minecraft channel has more subscribers than I have.
Wow.
She's like, "Do you want me to mention you on my channel? Help you out a bit?"
Oh, that really rubs it in.
Here's the power of being dad. You can delete that channel of hers. What are you gnawing on, Ragin?
Adam hasn't posted hardly any videos, and I've finally got where I'm actually posting videos.
Dude, I had to scramble to make that video I put up today. That was literally filmed today. Then I had a student parent teacher conference with my daughter. And then in between waiting for that to start, I started editing it on my phone, and then I finished it after the meeting was over while waiting on my wife to finish some errands. And I finally was able to get it done. And I hate to say it, but Ed was right. That whole AI stuff. Let me see if I can pull it up. I was struggling to make a thumbnail for that video today. And I asked, and it gave me 5 suggestions for the thumbnail that were way better than anything I could have ever imagined or come up with myself. So I'm using the AI stuff for stuff like that now.
I don't have to use an AI. I told y'all, bikini models, 1 million views instantly.
You're right, but you don't want to see me in a bikini.
Oh, yeah, true.
Now, don't speak for all of us, kid.
So I don't even know who has that picture anymore.
Hey, Anthony.
What's up, Anthony?
What's up, Anthony?
Anthony, you want a link? I'll be more than glad to send you one. Who doesn't have a marketing brain?
You know what's crazy? I was just looking over here at my stuff over here. My local business, the repair business, it finally is taking off here and doing really, really good. But now my Etsy business has like flatlined.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, I'll get you next week. I'll send you one now on Instagram. Copy. I sent Theo a link too, but I haven't heard from him.
I talked to Theo earlier, asking about billing. I didn't know what to bill, how many hours I should like. I know I have an hour taking the cylinder off because I got paid to take the cylinder off and put it back on. But I'm
Same
not
old
100% sure how much I'm going to charge to put it back on. I don't know if it's going to take the same amount of time or take a little bit longer to install back.
Do you have a minimum charge?
I charge at least an hour. That's my minimum charge. It's an hour.
What is this filter on?
Hey, Mustard.
No, it's the cylinder on that dump trailer.
Cylinder. Okay, I thought you said filter.
No, the cylinder on that dump trailer. I think it'd probably only be like 2 hours altogether.
Did you pull it and just take it to a hydraulic shop?
Yeah, that's all they wanted me to do is pull it and take it to the hydraulic shop and then put it back on.
With just leaking out of the end seal?
Yeah.
Right there. Bill by the hour and then double it.
There you go. Because I'm having a hard time with the whole billing thing. Because I went from working on lawnmowers and ATVs to, since I moved here, all the stuff that I've been working on is getting bigger and bigger. Like, how do I go from working on zero turns to working on skid steers and dump trailers and I mean that's where the money's at, right? A lot more money than. Oh, dude, she got you.
Jude, it's my last one. I was saving it for your live last night, but you didn't go live, man.
Yeah, those hydraulic cylinders, especially with the threaded head caps on them, there's nothing to those things.
Yeah, this one, that's all this one was threaded. It didn't have the, I don't know if you could use like a band wrench, but it didn't have like the spot for the hook a spanner into it, but it was a twist-on one, you could tell.
A lot of people use pipe wrenches on those. A lot of people do.
Big pipe wrench.
Yeah.
You know, my big Vice was actually the way they was designed to be used as a pipe wrench. You could take them off the thing and use them as a pipe wrench. They have a hole at the bottom.
And cold.
The hardest part is if you have to get the nut off the end of the rod.
Gotcha.
Those things can be on there. I put them in I put the eye in my press to stabilize it. And I've got a couple bigger wrenches, like 3-inch and stuff like that. And I've had to put cheater bars and stuff on them to get them off sometimes.
So do you recommend that I mean, it ain't that expensive. Do you recommend having that seal tool?
A seal tool?
Yeah, the one that makes the seal go in easier in that top cap.
No, I just do it all by hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I just got thinking about it. Like $350 to rebuild that cylinder, and you know the parts is probably not even that high for that.
No, if you can get the measurements and you have a good hydraulic shop, those seals are like $20 for all the seals in there. Now, I will tell you this. Hydraulic shops hate it when a person off the street randomly comes in and doesn't have part numbers because they have to dig through everything and take all the measurements for a seal that costs like $3. But most
Gotcha.
barrels have a number on them.
Gotcha.
And then just remember the order you took them off in and put them back in that same order.
What's going on, Tim Windsor? Welcome to the live stream. I don't know if that worked or not.
Hey, Tim.
There we go. So I'm remembering how to do things.
Slowly but surely.
Yes, please do. I appreciate that.
And not only that, 2 weeks is what a lot of these hydraulic shops are here, are booked out because of the farms in the oil field. 2 weeks to get a cylinder back.
What's up, Anthony?
Hey, Anthony.
What's up, Ken? Adam, Brandon, how y'all doing?
Anthony,
What y'all talking about?
A little bit of everything.
I don't do small engines. Thumbs up. 14.
but you know what sucks? While waiting on that hydraulic shop to get that cylinder done, I got that dump trailer in my front yard tilted up on the supports. I can't even move it until that cylinder gets in so I can put it down. Damn. At that
We're
price,
gonna-
you see what
Okay,
Mustard says?
What? Yeah. 65 a cylinder.
I wouldn't even try it if I had a shop that did that.
Anthony, you work on anything interesting at work today?
Today, all I did was work on a heat exchanger plumbing system for a leak, which was conveniently caused by an over-tightened hose clamp.
Was it a worm style closed hit clamp?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I don't have those kinds of problems, though. But then again, we're a 24/7 facility.
I was gonna say I've got them on the Del Sol, and I haven't ever had an issue with them either.
Never had an issue in 25 years.
They're not over tightened. They're not. They're there.
They do their job if you treat them correct.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I do? Move a lot of fixtures around, a lot of metal, forklifts.
Hey, Dave. Been good. How are you?
Oh crap!
Yep. It's donut time.
I didn't steal those parts. I told you that.
I don't have any donuts, but I got plenty of other stuff.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to have something to bribe him, right? Hold on, let me see what I got.
Where's my remote? I forgot there's a basement.
Well, I appreciate you coming in.
Hi, Dave.
This was just a random spur of the moment thing that I wanted to do initially Wednesday night, but I ended up having a baseball game. We got our asses handed to us, but I don't have a kid on the team. I'm just there to help out and worked with 4 kids individually that I had on my teams in the past that I just want to continue to work with so they get into high school and then turn them over to the high school coaches. So I could care less about winning or losing those games.
It's baseball.
No matter
Are you not teaching them to lean into the pitches enough to get on base?
You got to at least attempt to get out of the way. But if you attempt to get out of the way into the ball, you're fine.
I've been seeing so much stuff, Ken, on my Instagram feed with baseball because I've been watching so much of it. I forgot what I think it was the Blue Jays I was watching. So of course we're talking professional. Guys running from third. Guy threw the ball to the catcher on the baseline. Guy dives over the catcher, still takes home. I'm just like, I've been seeing these crazy random plays where like a guy gets like this, balls like this, like pitching when the pitcher gets a crack straight to them. Been seeing all kinds of fun little slow-mo instances in baseball. That's what I tell everyone. Baseball's not boring.
No, it's not. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching the major leagues. I'm a Yankees fan, but I prefer watching and being
I
part
got to
of
rethink this
it.
entire friendship. See, I'm an A's and Sox fan.
At least what, Red Sox or White Sox?
Red Sox.
You and Bocce can just
See,
disagree today.
I just put it back. I just gave it back to you.
Oh Lord, here comes.
I get a lot of flack for
gallery.
it. I'm like, hey, it's a lesser of two Eagles back east.
See, my family's originally from upstate New York, and my grandfather's always been a Yankees fan, and I grew up watching baseball with him, so naturally, I became one too. Somebody time her out.
You're the one that can time her out because she's blue ridge.
What's going on here?
Later, Dave.
Yeah, if I'm in Chicago, I gotta say I'm more of a Cubs fan just because I was able to watch more Cubs games than White Sox games.
Mhm.
Also, I think Wrigley Field is just an amazingly designed, fun little stadium. I really like the design of it. It's like literally in the neighborhood. It makes it feel like it's just the neighborhood ballpark. That's just me, though. Have you been to the original Yankee Stadium, Ken?
I have not.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
So I've never actually been to a professional game, just the farm league.
You see, that's what I've been to plenty of pro games, but I've never I have a lot of friends that are big on AAA ball, and they just have a lot of fun on the AAA stuff.
What's up, Gary? Did you get that video I tagged you in today? That Cobra was pretty freaking nasty in it.
Is Mr. Mach 1 Redline Gary?
No, that so he's part of the Mustang community that I've been hanging out with. So believe it or not, I'm actually not a Ford Mustang fan at all. However, there's another channel called Brailsford's Ride, and he literally lives about 20 minutes from me. I went like at Christmas time, he does this huge elaborate Christmas light decoration that is synced to the music and dances and stuff all over the place.
Right.
So I've been by his house to watch the show and stuff like that. We've been friends on YouTube for going on 2 years now, but every time we go to meet up to do something and meet each other in person, something ends up happening. Awesome
Mater.
Yeah, Mr. Mach 1 is somebody I met through Matt Brailsford's Ride. So no, it's not Redline Gary. I just tagged you in the description center of it, Gary, of my video. It's the one I posted out earlier today about going from a student to an intern at the body shop. And I pulled the front bumper and the rear bumper off from a Cobra. And I think it's real. Ford Blue Gauge said he looked at it and he thinks it's real as well.
What year is this, Ken?
I'm pretty sure it's a 2003. Cool.
Yeah. No, you're short on TTS about the body stuff, dude. When I say I don't do body, I don't do body.
That is one of the number one questions I get, and I see people ask other people too. So
I'm just like, I put a panel on my mom's Mustang, and that thing was crookeder than all hell. And I mean, I couldn't even put a panel on her damn thing correctly because I don't do that part of the job. Like, it's a different skill set. Like motors, trans, suspension, all that other stuff. That's easier. I could do all that all day long.
Body stuff takes a kind of patience I just don't have.
Yeah, me too. No, just like I keep getting asked consistently to do this super baby soldering stuff on baby wires. I'm like, I can do it on a car all day long. Like, my hands just don't work in this atmosphere of my hands cramp up. I'm like, you got to ask the other guys for this. I can't do this crap. I can physically do it. It's just, I think I could do it better if we had a soldering iron that had a longer, thinner probe on it. That's not so thick because we're going into like sensor territory on like, kind of like landing pins sort of deal. And my hands can't handle that because it's too delicate. My hands are a little too beat up.
Yeah, it took me a while to get used to running a DA sander and then block sanding for a couple of hours at a time. Thank you, Gary.
You got yourself some good masks to wear with some good filters, right, Ken?
Yeah, I do.
That's where you're spending some premium on.
Yeah, I've actually got two separate ones. One's strictly for sanding and grinding, and then the other one is actually for painting. So,
nice. I mean, PPE is a good thing to do. I mean, depending on what you do. Be like me.
You're supposed to breathe it all in. It's healthy for you.
I need to get better breathing stuff for stripping the paint off the machines. I do this a lot.
I do too.
I don't know if we do that. I just look like this. I just look away. I'm like, I'm working blind. I think I'm good.
So the guy that actually owns the shop, he's 26. He's been doing this since he was a young kid. His grandfather, who is 75, has been doing this since he was a teenager, right? So his grandfather had a shop down in Wilmington, and he ended up getting bought out by his partner, and he was going to retire. So when that happened, the owner decided, well, a couple of years later, he was tired of working for somebody. He was going to open his own place up, and he did. Yep, exactly, Jude. So they opened up this place, and his grandfather came back to work for him. Walt is 75 years old. And I mean, he's a bad man. He'll climb all across the frame rack system, he'll bend up and down. I mean, just nonstop moving. He had paint on his hands, so he took lacquer thinner, put it on a rag, wiped his hands off. Okay, no big deal. Then he takes it, wipes his entire face with the rag, and then blows his nose into it. And I'm like, what? That's lacquer thinner. You shouldn't do that. He looks at it, goes, it hasn't killed me in 65 years. It won't kill me today. And then just kept on going about his business. Okay.
The kids at work, I don't wear gloves at work, or bee mittens, trying to be polite. I don't wear rubber gloves. I don't wear Maximus.
So, I mean, I'll rub lacquer thinner on my hands, but then I'll wash my hands right away.
SOS bed. Good and good. And it was like, so something where breaking works faster. It works great.
The only time I wear bee mittens is if I'm working like packing a bearing and I have to have my hand in a lot of grease.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's the same as me, Brandon.
So that's just hard to get off your hands.
See, I go through rubber gloves like it's cool because when I'm feeling on the panel after sanding it, feeling for like dents and dings and stuff like that, my hands are so sweaty that dirt and stuff will stick to it, and I end up smearing that stuff all across the panel. So I have to wear rubber gloves while I'm doing it.
See, like for me, my biggest thing was like when I was in school, everyone's like, wear gloves, wear gloves. I've always felt that the tips of my fingers and my dexterity, when I was wearing them, I couldn't feel the proper playing stuff I was doing. Like the glove was interfering with my touch and feel. So I've always barehanded, and I've had a number of people tell me to wear gloves and complain about it and all that stuff.
And see, when I'm working on like if I'm doing an oil change or changing when I did the distributor on the Suburban, I didn't wear gloves for stuff like that. The only reason I do it with the body stuff is for neatness and cleanliness.
Yeah, you also don't want that fiberglass in your fingers and all that stuff too.
That, and like if I'm moving a panel to get into a paint booth, I don't want the oils from my skin getting on it because
that's where there's a rational decision in that choice too. Mine's just based off my dexterity and feel like even when it comes to high voltage. And I've talked to Ed about this before. When you do certain stuff with high voltage, you put these crazy gloves on and you got to reach down in and you lose dexterity, unfortunately. And I've done the same thing with the glove on and it off, and I prefer to do it with it off. Just make sure there's no voltage because you can grab and feel better. I understand the protection of PPE. I truly do.
Mhm.
Just sometimes safety does have to take a back seat just a little bit.
Yeah.
Mike Rowe, even literally on Dirty Jobs, has said it many times. Safety is sometimes third. That's how things get done. That's how things get built. That's how jobs are done.
I'm sure Adam's like this too, but I don't even oftentimes wear gloves when welding.
No, I'm real bad about that. Sometimes I wear just a vest glove.
I don't even wear auto darkening mask sometimes. Sometimes I just wear the flip down goggles and just.
Yeah.
Then again, I do get some heat flash sometimes.
So in class lately, it's pretty much been it's a free for all, man. So one guy is literally building and fabricating a tank for a mini bike out of some scrap sheets of stainless steel that we have. Another guy is redoing part of his boat trailer, welding some the cross members on the trailer because his have rotted out and the bunks are starting to sink down. I mean, it's literally just a free for all.
So I got a question. How's the guy fabricating the tank for the mini bike? Is he like cutting the sheet metal and shaping it?
So he made it out of cardboard first.
The hammer method or the
the
English wheel method?
No, actually welding it together.
Oh, okay. So he has separate pieces of material then. Yep. So he's not doing a full.
So he's doing like a coffin tank.
No, it's like a full square with some crazy shit.
Oh,
he took a Predator 212 tank and used the plasma cutter and cut around the part that the cap screws into, and he actually welded that into the tank that he's making. So it's pretty wild. But
see, I'm thinking like motorcycle tank on mini bike.
Nope. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, mini teardrop.
No, it goes underneath it. But what I was getting towards
that's where I don't know everything.
When I was there Thursday, no, it was Wednesday. Wednesday, I had on shorts, Crocs, and a shirt like this. That's this like polyester type material. So any spark that lands on it's just going to burn straight through it. And one of the guys, he literally built this rack. He got new chops off the class, right? So he wanted to cut this 1-inch square tubing up. He's like, well, now I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it. So he built like and designed this rack that you can actually take the sheet metal that we use for welding and stuff and sand all the rust and stuff like that off with bare metal and then hang it on this rack. You can actually spray it with the paint gun so you can see what the paint will look like on actual metal instead of the little test strips that are flimsy. He knows how to weld the real thin sheet metal, not thin steel. So I was like, well, screw it, I'll weld it. And I was welding it in polyester shorts, t-shirt, and Crocs with no socks on. I'm just sitting there with my mask on only, no gloves, just like you were saying, Brandon, welding that thing up.
Hey, that's how I weld most of the time.
Just go do
it. All or nothing.
The assistant instructor comes over and he goes, you know you're not supposed to be welding like that. I was like, who was welding? He just started laughing. He walked away.
And Bocce wonders why I get hurt so much.
Yep.
We're all our own worst enemies at a certain point in time because you get set in our own patterns and stuff and our own teaching methods and stuff.
When I do overhead welding, I have an old flannel I wear that has all kinds of big burn patches in it.
Yeah, my Hunter green flannel is my war shirt for pretty much every job. It goes through everything, and it was worth the $70. It's still holding up, missing a couple of buttons though.
Yeah, I'm done with that welding class. It's still going on, but they're in the part now where they're learning how to like weld 1/2-inch thick steel for like structural stuff.
And, you're like talking like structure for buildings and
yeah, like skyscrapers and bridges and shit like that. It might not exactly be.
You start building the skyline for the city.
Yeah, I don't know. So it might not actually be 1/2-inch, but it's the thick stuff that they're learning how to weld. And it's one of those ones where you have to get recertified in it every 6 months.
Yeah,
and I'm never gonna do anything like that. So I'm
we
pretty
went
much just
right
done.
under half inch. That's what we do. We do have a welder that does up to 1 inch, and I don't touch that. No one does except for him. Yes, we're talking. We need structural welds and all kinds of, like, the metal gets seed out with a pattern, and he fabricates a fixture and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, this stuff is thick enough where they're not even going to be doing a bend test on it. They're going to be doing X-ray tests on it. So I have no desire to do anything like that. So I'm not going to do it. Now, Mudster, I will say one thing that I am very, very particular about is wearing safety glasses. Like, I actually wear the clear lenses under my welding mask while I'm welding and stuff like that, because I have this thing about my eyes. And I have light sensitivity from when I was in the Marine Corps and I was in Afghanistan. So, like, even on darker, cloudy days, I still have to wear sunglasses. If I don't, I start getting a real bad headache.
So you're bringing that up, Ken. My question is, do you see better at nighttime than daytime?
No.
See, I have a hybrid of light sensitivity and stigmatism. I see much better at nighttime. On top of even an extremely poor vision to begin with since I was 6, I happen to see better in lower light densities.
What's going on, DNR? Welcome to the stream, bud.
I got light sensitivity too, but I blame mine from welding over the years with cheap helmets.
I know all 4 of us probably have seen that little floating spot that we want to go.
You just start looking.
It might be green, it might be purple. You're sitting there, it's like in 3D. Come here, you.
We've also probably all tacked stuff like tacked stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
So that's another thing Walt did the other day. This guy comes in. So our building is right here, and then as you're facing it to the left of it, there's a concrete company, right? And they've got a couple of trucks with a bay or two there. And they break some of the stuff on it all the time. They bring it over to us to weld. Walt was literally in there welding it with his eyes closed. And he would strike it a little bit, let off and look at it, and then strike it a little bit, and with no mask on. And I had to ask him, I was like, you are at least closing your eyes, right? He goes, oh, yeah, I close my eyes.
No, that's like my boss is like, safety glass, safety. I'm like, dude, I got constant squint mode, dude. Don't worry about it. So I can squint faster than it's flying at me. Trust me.
It's like grinding sometimes. You know, a cigarette filter, that's enough.
I'm considered the old guy at work, and I'm like, you guys are just a bunch of sissies about stuff, guys. Like, I don't wear I'll wear one welding glove on this hand when I'm holding a workpiece and just go like this.
That's what I do.
That's what I usually do too.
Same with the cutting torch.
I don't even with the cutting torch. I don't wear gloves at all.
I think you have better trigger control with just not wearing a glove on your trigger.
When I first started, I was doing something with a skill saw that I brought in because we were cutting wood up, of all things, and I was wearing a pair of Converse, just regular. And I wasn't even wearing safety shoes or any of that crap or boots. Lifted up on my foot and just started ripping wood. But I used to work in construction. I'm just ripping wood. And everyone was like, I was coming like within like a quarter inch to my foot. I'm like, guys, I did this for so long. This is normal for me. They're like, dude, you're going to lose your finger. I'm like, dude, have you worked professional construction framing and doing all that? He's like, no, you got no business telling me how to do this, dude. Is the job done? Job's done. Shut up. I don't know what a sawhorse is. This is how you do fast construction builds. We don't use sawhorses. We're not doing all this clamp and run. Just lift and go.
All you do is just squat down and put it behind one of your knees and just run that circular saw right on the side.
You can do that too. I just lift it with my foot though and do it.
Yep.
This is how I learned it. I'm sorry you guys didn't learn this stuff when you were 16. They should be teaching this stuff in school.
That's one thing real I'm bad about, especially turning like hard metals and stainless steel in the lathe.
Oh,
and that sound that comes off that.
My hearing is bad. Yeah, I have tinnitus in this ear for sure.
So I used the 3M earplugs when I was in the Marine Corps in Afghanistan. So my hearing.
Did you join that? Like, wasn't there a big lawsuit about those?
There was, but I wasn't gonna let some lawyer make thousands of dollars off of me when I got a $3.17 check or something for it. It wasn't even worth trying to find.
No, that's the only reason I'm asking, Kenny, because I remember seeing those commercials though.
Yeah.
I remember them. I'm like, really? Like earplugs? I'm like, okay.
And then there's the one about the contaminated drinking water at Camp Lejeune. Dude, when I was in New York for my grandmother's funeral, I saw commercials and stuff about that up there. I'm like, come on now.
Wow.
That's what happened to Ken. But
I
so
was
what-
in a
I
Iron
drank
Maiden
that water as a
cover
kid
band
at the daycare center.
for about 12 years, and that killed my hearing.
I just now blare music on these when working with loud equipment. So if I'm going to kill my hearing with loud equipment, at least I can listen to loud music.
Yeah. Most of my hearing loss came from shooting 50 cal machine guns and stuff like that.
And that I can respect.
You know what? The range I used to go to, the guy got out of the Marines because of hearing loss, and he said it was one of the Marines. He was range day, and the guy fired off the 50 cal before everybody else was ready, and he didn't have his hearing protection in, and he said it actually busted his eardrum.
I believe it.
I've been there for 50 cals.
It's off percussion, I believe. Then, right, Ken?
They shake the ground.
No, they will. I seen a video. They demonstrated its power. They hit a goat at 40 yards away, and it pulled it from the inside out, like completely flipped it inside out.
We rented one at the range one day, and the guy that rented it, that was with us, shot it one time. He said, "I ain't shooting this again." He said he felt it all through his body.
Oh.
Now, my uncle has the AR version of the 50 cal, and it's not that bad to shoot. But the Derek 50 cal,
I've shot one of those standing up with it.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we've been at this for about an hour now. I'm just gonna keep it a short one tonight, but I need everybody to start thinking about what kind of questions they want to ask this gentleman from the big box store, auto parts store. So, Anthony, I don't know if you were here earlier for it.
I was actually not.
So one of the kids that I have coached for a while, his dad works for one of the big parts stores. Like O'Reilly's, Advanced, AutoZone, Napa, those kind of places.
All right.
He doesn't necessarily do anything with the parts stuff, so he's having like a regional manager over at his house, actually right now as we speak, and that he's going to ask them if he would be interested on coming up on panel so we can ask them questions. Like when I go in and ask for spark plugs and wires for my 95 Suburban, it's a 5.7 liter. Why do they need to know whether it's 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive for the spark plugs?
All right, I got you.
So questions like that, whatever we want to ask them, just we're going to be respectful about it. We're not going to like blindside them and try to embarrass them or nothing like that.
I'm not even biased to whatever store it is either.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we're going to mention the
my
store
opinion.
name or anything like that, but I just want people to start thinking about that. I'm going to put a community post up on it this weekend. That way people can start putting questions down in the comments and stuff like that on it, so we can have stuff to ask them. Cass had a couple of good ones in here tonight.
I got to think about some of this because every time I go, they type in the part, and sometimes I've been given the wrong part. The kid doing the little doohickey.
Mm-hmm.
Most recent, last time I asked for a battery for my personal truck, they said that's not the battery for your truck. I'm like, no, but this is the battery I want for my truck.
Mm-hmm.
They almost refused to sell the battery to me. I'm like, no, this is what I want. I want this battery.
They tried to do that at me O'Reilly's for those dang fuel line clips. They said, "Oh, your car don't show up." It's a universal kit. It's got different sizes of those fuel line clips.
Like, and most of the time, I find the employees are like much more incompetent than not. That's just
Yeah.
my opinion. My opinion. Like they're telling me, "Oh no, you need this battery." I looked at the battery they brought me. I'm like, "That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for this one that costs more money. This is
Yeah.
what I'm asking for. This is what my vehicle demands."
Yep.
So,
And there's a big difference between that. What spec is, what my vehicle commanded. I'm going to the higher end of what it is. Like so,
There's us that turns wrenches and those that can't sell parts.
I think the people at the counter need some training in the physical aspect of what a vehicle
Yeah.
truly is.
my wife's going to a craft fair tomorrow. I made that.
An hour.
So, better than table joint something. Anyhow, we're gonna end it with Power Stroke Jude's comment. What companies manufacture parts for the car companies? Example: Asian makes the timing kits for Asian manufacturers, so save money and get Asian. Cool. What's up, Fox? We're just about to end it when you pop in, man. All right, fellas, I'll let y'all say your goodbyes, and then we'll go from there. I don't remember how to do
So that
solo.
or me or
I don't care. I don't remember how to put people up on solo.
I'll just say,
Bye, everyone.
thanks for having me, Ken. Thanks for listening to me ramble on.
Hey, anytime, guys. So I'm gonna do this probably at least every other Friday night. Now next Friday night, I'm hoping to have this gentleman on with us, and then we can actually have a good show. So.
yeah.
All right, fellas, check out everybody here on the panel. We all have channels. And for those
Almost
of you
okay.
almost, how far away are you, Brandon?
I am 1965.
So right at 45 subs away.
Yep.
Y'all definitely go check out BS Small Engines.
Oh, we'll be live tomorrow. 8
Yeah.
p.m. Central Time.
Yes, we will. So, all right, fellas, y'all have a good night, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
Later, everyone.
Nice. All right. Where's my fucking thing at?